That was a trick question. All right, let's go to Nate in Los Angeles. Nate, how are you?
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
Great. I'm Nati. I'm calling from good old LA. I actually found out about this Yoni his Instagram, and I've been learning a lot, clearly. In the past couple of things that you just said, I had to write a couple of notes down while I'm getting ready for my question. All right, so basically for me, the immigration process is pretty stressful, and it's long, it's draining, you know what I'm saying? But one of my questions was, my partner currently lives in D.C., and she has a student visa, so we were planning on getting married.
Great.
So congratulations to us.
Congratulations. Or as they say, Mazel Tov. All right, so what's the question? What's the question?
So basically, I wanted to know, do we have to live in the same state because
Yes.
she goes to school?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you why. And you're new to the show, and I guess you're born American, so you've never had to go through. It sounds like you're not born American.
Yeah, I moved here when I was 11. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're as American. All right. For all intents and purposes, born American. You came here at 11.
Okay.
All right. So where's your fiance from?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Okay, great. So the deal is with immigration and marriages is this. Okay. Their immigration is very concerned when somebody gets married. They're very concerned that people just got married just to get a green card. And they only want people, makes sense, to get a green card if you got married for love. So they've come up with a very, very simple formula to determine whether you're in love or not. Okay? It doesn't make sense in real life, but this is their formula. Do you live together? Do you have an economic relationship? If you live together in the same home and you have an economic relationship, you're in love. If you are anything outside of that, perhaps this is a marriage for something other than love. So living together means living in the same apartment, the same home, every day. Not, I live there occasionally and I go to school or work in some other state. It's every night at the end of the night, husband and wife sharing a bed, sharing a room, living together. Number one. Number two, having a financial relationship. So that's what a marriage is. It's also a financial relationship. And the financial relationship is you have a bank account, money she earns, the money you earn goes into this bank account. And from that bank account, you pay all your bills. You commingle your funds. Guess what? You're in a loving relationship according to the U.S. government.
So basically somebody would have to move. I would have to move.
Correct.
And I mean, based off of COVID, I guess it would make even more sense, right? Because she's taking online classes. She probably has to.
So let her move to LA. She takes online anyway. and you want to know what? I'll be honest with you. It's not the end of the world to switch schools either. If you're getting married for love, it's a big deal.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I just wanted to know because I mean, just up and moving is still a process when
it is.
She's at the school that she wants to be in, and I don't know how things are going to change with COVID, so I'm not really sure. Okay, that's great. So definitely making sure that that economical relationship.
It's an economic relationship, and you live together, and you're good to go.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay,
all right. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's go to George in Columbus, Georgia. George.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. This is George from Columbus, Georgia.
Yes.
Hey, I had my citizenship interview last week.
Great.
Yes, and I was approved, and my oath ceremony is in 2 weeks. And unfortunately, last night I just got a traffic ticket.
Okay, what were you doing?
Yes, it was a red light, and I was not crossing, but I was turning right. But the officer said I should have stopped completely. I shouldn't have yielded. I should have stopped completely before turning the right on the left.
George.
Before turning the right at the stoplight.
George.
Yes.
Sounds like you're an awful driver, but being a bad driver doesn't make you a bad citizen, doesn't make you immoral, doesn't mean you have bad moral character. You're probably a good driver. I'm making a joke. You know, people.
I know. Thank you.
People get a ticket and it's fine. Don't worry. All right. When you go for your oath ceremony, they're going to say, just bring it. Say, I got a moving violation. Here it is.
Yeah. So I should the forms they give me for my oath ceremony. Should I take that? I got a traffic ticket.
You got a traffic ticket. Yeah. Just bring it with you. It's fine.
So won't it delay my naturalization?
You're going to be a citizen. I promise you.
Oh, okay. Because honestly, I've already paid the fine today.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yes.
You'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, just why I was a little bit scared that
don't lose 1 second of sleep.
Okay.
I should go buy Tesla tequila this weekend and celebrate.
Thank you so much.
All right, goodbye.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Christopher in Longview, Washington. Christopher.
Hi, am I on?
You are.
I'm good. I got some questions about so let me just tell you the general basics, and you let me know. Feel free to let me know if you need more specifics to give me a more concise answer. But my wife is Vietnamese. She's lived in Vietnam her whole life. She's never left. I've lived in the United States my whole life. Starting in 2014, I started going to Vietnam while I was taking online classes,
Right.
And I met my wife there. I was volunteering at a cafe that was like sort of a cafe English teaching hybrid.
Right.
So
where in Vietnam? I was just there a year ago.
Oh, okay. I was in Da Nang.
Okay. Yep. I was there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I've visited her like 6 times throughout the years. So since 2014 all the way to 2018, I was visiting.
Why are you not together? What happened?
So when I met my wife, I wasn't really planning on getting married.
Right.
And I didn't really know anything about the immigration process. It was a completely foreign concept to me. In fact, when me and her decided to get married, I was actually naive enough to believe that I could just get her married and bring her over here and what would be the issue? What could possibly go wrong?
I hear you are calling my show.
And here I am calling your show, and I'm just completely distraught.
What went wrong? What happened?
Well, I was always under the assumption I would always be able to go to travel Vietnam and visit my wife, and now we got these lockdowns, and so as it happens, I've actually been filing the process to get her a green card, and we've been going through the most.
Did you file an I-130 visa petition?
Yeah, I used it. I went through an immigration attorney.
Okay,
he did all the paperwork,
right?
And I've been learning as I go. And we've come to the point where she just had her interview, right? And it turns out like when my immigration attorney filed the paperwork, he didn't really send a lot of supporting evidence to buff up our claims. And so when she had her interview, they just sent her away with an RFE, request for evidence.
And the question is that they don't believe you're in a bona fide marriage?
Well, I mean, I'm led to believe that was their assumption, but they didn't really have much to make any decision, yes or no. They just said, come back with more evidence. We've got a second interview that's scheduled to take place in 10 days from now.
Okay.
And my real concern is, my case might be such an anomaly because of the time.
It's not. The embassy questions a lot of people's marriages, and if you're going to, are they going to want a video conference with you? Is that what they're asking you to do?
I don't know. I hope so, because I would really much like something like that. It would make me feel more confident. But one of my main concerns is just the lack, or whether or not there's a lack of evidence to support the fact that my wife.
Do you send her money for support?
So I've been sending her money just through Western Union since.
So that's number one. You need to get to Western Union now and get evidence that you've been sending her money all these years.
So I fought tooth and nail with Western Union's so-called customer support.
I know. Yeah, they.
Oh my God, it was absolutely horrendous. But I ended up getting it.
Okay.
I got the full report. I did everything. Most of it.
This is what you're going to need. Okay. Send proof that you send her money. Okay, because they always think it's a business marriage, that the person in another country sending the American money to pay them to get a green card. The American's sending somebody money the opposite way to another country, that would be proof that it's not a business marriage. The American is sending money to somebody to support their spouse. The other thing is, all of your communications, emails, texts, figure out how to print it out.
I have it all.
Let it go in a book. We text each other every day. Here's a log of all our calls. Here's all our emails. And then, of course, all your pictures together through the years. Those are the three things you're going to need.
So before we end the call, I just want to get more specific. So as far as the messages, I had instructed my wife to go and I downloaded the transcript for the entire 6.5 years of our conversations, but it was so much. I mean, we message each other every single day of our lives, and then there's 6.5 years of it. I was like, well, maybe that's just a little too much. So I told her, just for every page, for every month, create a page of record of that, and then skip to another month. And I was kind of slim it down, but also show the a consistent correspondence without error. So we have that, and we have the Western Union transactions, and then
you have pictures of when you're together. I think that's sufficient.
Yeah, my wife would always insist on taking a photograph, and it was always so irritating to me. But now I'm so thankful.
But now you're happy, right?
And then and then the last thing, I have a life insurance policy on me.
Fine. Yeah, send it.
Now, my final question is: do you think that's gonna be enough?
Yes.
Is there anything?
I think that's enough based on what you told me.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way I can see my wife again. I haven't seen her in 2 years because I spent all 2018 trying to meet the minimum income requirement, working on a fish processing vessel in Alaska,
right.
and then in 2019,
it's very tough, and that's why they're questioning the validity of this marriage, because you guys haven't seen each other for 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
She has to be able to explain what you're doing. You're working on a boat as a fisherman to try to just get her here.
Yeah, and it was now the coronavirus and the lockdowns, and I can't even go see my wife in Vietnam anymore. It's the most painful experience I've ever had as a human being.
So I think that's enough. I would, if you can, try to speak to the consulate ahead of time and say, I'm the husband. I want to speak to the officer or the supervising officer. Try to call them.
How do I do that?
You Google the telephone number for the U.S. consulate in Vietnam. You're an American citizen. Try to call them. Try to get them on the phone. Say, I want to speak to the consul officer who interviewed my wife or that person's supervisor. And by the way, you think you're frustrated now, wait till you try to get somebody on the phone. But if you're persistent, try to get someone on the phone. And say, hey, this is for love, man. I'm working on a freaking boat for 2 years to get my wife here. I've sent her with everything. Tell her exactly what you just said to me. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Dahlia in West Palm Beach, Florida. Dahlia.
Give me one second. Hello?
How are you?
Yeah, hi. I just got my green card, and my son is here visiting. He's 16. We filed the I-130 for him when he was in Jamaica.
Who's we?
And it's me and my husband.
Your husband did. Okay, your husband's a citizen?
Yes.
Okay, and when did your son get here?
3 months ago.
Okay, put in an adjustment for him right now.
Yes, but my question is, my husband wasn't making enough we had to get a second affidavit of support for me. But I'm wondering, I have 2 years tax return.
If you and your husband combined earn enough, you should be okay. Because it's going to be you and your husband's income combined. You're a resident for the last 2 years, so you can combine.
No. I just got my green card 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Whatever income you earn legally, working legally, you can combine that with your husband.
And that should be enough to...
I don't know what you earn, but let's,
we do. Together we earn enough. But I'm just wondering because I only have 2 years tax return.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right?
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck. Mian in Albany. Mian. Mian.
Hello, Brad. How are you? I'm good. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk with you.
My question is, I'm 67 years old, U.S. citizen. My wife passed away 2 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
got married in Pakistan with one of my family member lady. She's a divorced lady, and she's 41. So I got married in August 22nd. I went back home and then I come back here. I want to petition her, but the thing is, I don't make much. I have a pension coming, which is little. It's not much.
File an I-130 visa petition.
Yeah.
And in the end, you'll need an affidavit of support from somebody else.
Yeah, I have my friend. I live with him.
Then that's
And
fine.
he's a doctor.
He's a doctor. He makes money then. So file the I-130 visa petition. Don't worry about what you earn now. You need it at the end of the case, not now.
No, all right. Thank you very much.
Luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. All right, let's go to Rose in Huntington Beach, California. Rose.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. My question is, my mother's been a TPS recipient from El Salvador since about 2004, and
Rose.
she's on.
Woo, go back. You talk way too fast for me. Start again.
She's been in
Start
TPS
again. Start again. I didn't hear a word you said. You're way too fast. I can't. I'm trying to concentrate.
My mother?
Your mother. Okay.
She's been a TPS recipient from El Salvador.
TPS. Got it. Okay.
From El Salvador since 2004.
Uh-huh.
And she's owned a house for about 16 years now, in which she's never reported rental income. She rents every section of the house. And she did it even before I was born. So my question is, one of the tenants recently decided that they were going to, just be spiteful and report her to the IRS, and then my mother got angry and placed a harassment civil restraining order on that person, and that person just got really angry. That person wants to place one on my mother now, and I was wondering, how does that affect her?
Well, number one, if she's not paying taxes, she should. Okay, so the first thing is, after you get off the phone with me, go to an accountant and fix her taxes. You can always file late tax returns. Number two, getting a restraining order is not anything criminally affect her. So unless she's arrested for assault or threatening or something like that, having a restraining order has nothing to do with immigration in the sense that it's not a crime, so it can't make her deportable because of that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I got it. I'll help you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Stop fighting with your tenants, though. That would be a good thing, too. Awal in Newark, New Jersey. Awal.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. The question is, my wife interviewed last year in Accra, Ghana, and they took a passport, and they told me that they're gonna issue the visa, but they only called back in January and said that we should come back for the passport. I haven't asked that. They asked us to fill the extreme vetting form, so which we did.
So you got interviewed when?
They asked us to file the extreme vetting form. We did that,
They asked you to file what form? What form?
The extreme vetting form, the form for them to do additional background check, listing her siblings and everything.
Okay, so
where
when
she
was
put the places that she traveled to and everything.
When was this?
This was last year, somewhere December.
Okay, and you're a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
All right, so have you called the embassy to say, hey, what's going on?
I've called them, my senator have did, my congressman have sent them email and after they...
Forget your senator, they're not helping you. Did you call the embassy?
I've called them. Actually, my wife delivered in February, so we went there to get citizenship for the baby, which they gave them.
Uh-huh.
So the person that gave the citizenship to us told us that they should have completed the case now. So he's not the one who interviewed us, so because of that, he can't do anything.
All right, so you're just kind of stuck in bureaucratic hell. So,
yeah, so it's administrative process now.
So when you get stuck in bureaucratic hell, there's only one person to call to get you out of that. Me. We'll call the embassy for you. Hold on. All right. Let's go to Pearl in Brooklyn. Pearl.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm fine. I have two questions for you. I saw the citizenship in March. I was going to do my fingerprint March 24th, and I haven't heard from USCIS from ever since. Are they still issuing biometric appointments?
Well, they're going to use your old biometrics. So if they have your fingerprints from before, they're not going to call you in for a new one. And I see you live in Brooklyn, or I believe you live in Brooklyn. So New York is having interviews right now. So if you filed in March, you should expect an interview the following March. About 12 months behind.
Okay, thank you. Another question.
Yes.
Another question is,
yes.
My son was caught shoplifting, but he wasn't arrested. And he went to court and he paid a fine. Will that affect his citizenship next year?
Yes, because even though he didn't go to jail, it's still a criminal offense if he paid a fine. So you have to have a good moral character. It could make him even deportable. I don't know what he pled guilty to, so he should come see me with his disposition.
Okay,
right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.